In today's video, I am going to be breaking down 5 basketball plays that will work almost every single time. Some of these plays are going to be Horns offenses, some are going to be 5-out offenses, and others are going to be other plays as well. But if you are interested in my Horns basketball playbook, make sure to go check out the link that is down in the description below. And if you want a very super simple and easy offense to run, make sure to go check out the complete guide to the 5-out offense that is also down in the description below. This first play is very simple. It's a Horns offense. We are going to have a pass into player 5, and then player 4 is going to be setting the back screen for player 1. Obviously, this is going to be against a man-to-man defense. After this screen, we're going to have player 1 cut to the basket, and if he's open, player 5 is going to look to pass player 1 the ball. If player 1 gets that ball, that should be a layup, or he could kick it out depending on how the help defense is going to be playing. However, if player 1 is not open, he's going to finish his cut, player 3 is going to lift, and then player 1 is going to fill out towards that corner, while player 5 is going to be dribbling over to player 4, who will then be for the dribble handoff. The other option also is, instead of the dribble handoff, we could pass to player 4 because the defense may have miscommunicated, and this could be a 3-point shot. However, let's just say this was a dribble handoff. We're going to look to either attack the basket or hit player 5 on this roll. This can be an option to player 5. It could be an option to player 2. If nothing is open, these guys are going to lift. Player 5 is going to fill out. And then player 4 is going to go in and do the dribble handoff with player 2. This is going to be the end of the play. Player 2 is going to attack the free throw line. Player 4 is going to roll towards the rim. This gives a mid-range option. This gives a 2-point option, or player 2 could be kicking the ball out depending on what the defense is doing to him. Now you may be saying, this was a very long play and my team can't learn that long of a play. Well, notice how I broke it down to separate sections. Option 1, Option 2, Option 3, Option 4. Now, I would teach Option 1 first. That would flow into a motion offense. Then later on in the season, teach Option 2. So now you're getting a secondary play essentially, but out of the same exact play. And you just keep on adding these sections on. This is another super simple Horns offense that you can run, where now we are going to set a staggered screen after the pass to the post. We are going to be setting a staggered screen away for the corner player opposite of where we passed the ball. After this staggered screen, player 2 is going to be sprinting up, and this could be a 3-point shot. If player 2's defender is tight, well, now this can also be an option as well, where player 5 could just hit the slip, which is totally fine. And then, if nothing is open, this is going to lead into the dribble handoff with player 5. Player 4 is going to clear out. This is going to be an attack straight to the basket. 5 is going to try and roll towards this side of the key. This now gives the option for player 2 to score, or if the help defense, or the gap defense essentially, the non-help side, comes in to play help. This can be a kick out here. This can be a pass to player 5. This can have a lot of options. However, if this defensive player helps out, like he should not help out on ball side, this is an automatic 3 and kick out pass to player 3. Now let's say player 3 was to lift, we kick it out. Well, notice how easy it is for these players to now fill out into the 5-out. I love to be able to finish set plays off with a motion. That way I can teach my team, hey, after a set play breaks down, I do not want you guys to just stick around and be like, I don't know what to do. I want you guys to move freely to try and get yourself or somebody else an open shot. One of my favorite motion offenses with the 5-out, I like to call 45 cut. So player 1 is going to cut. Player 3 is going to dribble over towards that player who cut. Obviously, while he's cutting, he may be open for that layup. And player 4 is going to lift. This is going to be a dribble handoff. After the cut, player 1 is going to fill out to the same side. Player 4 is going to then dribble up towards the point. Player 3 is going to roll. This could be open for the pass and the layup. If not, these guys are going to lift and fill. Now we're going to run the exact same thing on this side. The 45 cut could be an option for a pass. If not, we're going to set the dribble handoff with player 5. Player 2 is going to then fill out. This will be the dribble handoff. Player 4 is going to roll. And now we're going to be looking for player 4 on that roll. And this will continue through over and over again. This is actually a great motion to be able to run as a main set play, or you could run this as, I shouldn't say set play, but a mainstay play, or you can run this as a last option attempt to try and score. Now, if you wanted to run this as a mainstay play, instead of calling the play out, you could literally just have player 1 dribble to the side, and once he starts dribbling towards this left side, it's an automatic cut by player 4. That way we don't need to call a play out. The other team can keep on guessing, and we can then run our play as we want to be able to run it. Now, obviously, we need to run some zone offenses. I'm going to give you 2 zone offenses that I like to run, mainly because in today's day and age, if a team wants to try and win, they're going to run a zone. And whether you like it or not, teams as young as 9 years old are now running zone defenses because coaches just want to try and win, I guess. I don't understand the love affair with zones. They are the easiest thing to pick apart if you know what you're doing. So let's get down and check these plays out. So I'm going to pull up some fake defense. I'm going to pull up a 2-3 zone. So in a 2-3 zone, when you pass to the wing, what has to happen in a 2-3 zone is player 3 needs to show so that player 2 can get to that spot, and then player 3 has to get back into his spot. Meanwhile, player 1 covers the gap. Player 5 is going to cover that low post. Player 4 is going to be covering kind of this weak side. When this pass happens, we're going to have a cut from the 45 side. Now this is going to be overloading this side. However, after this cut, while player 2 is cutting across, we're also going to have player 1 cut to the rim, but then go behind the defense out towards the corner. Now we're going to have player 5 lift. Now with player 5 lifting, this is going to give us a couple of options. I want player 5 in the slot, somewhere in this area. And I want him not at the 3-point line. That's way too easy to pick off. I want him higher. Because now what I want to see is some quick passes. I want to see a pass into 2 because potentially that lifts player 5 up. We can then pass down into player 4 for the layup. Or if they cover the layup, maybe we can kick it out for a 3. There's a lot of options. You just need to be able to pass this ball around as fast as possible. Now, if we pass this ball back over to player 5, we're going to have player 2 sprint, player 4 sprint, out towards the corner and wing. This is going to shift the defense because we're going to make a quick pass over to player 2. Meanwhile, we're going to have that pass, and player 3 is going to cut towards that elbow. Player 1 is going to cut towards that low post. You can run it this way. This one's the easier option for younger teams. For older teams, however, how I like to run it is after this pass goes to player 5, player 2, he goes to the wing. Player 4 goes to the corner. Player 4 goes to the low post. We make this pass. Player 3 goes to the high post. Player 5 curls out towards the corner. Now this is going to shift the defense. Player 1 is going to go up into the slot. And if we can do this fast enough, we're going to have a lot of options to pass to if we move fast enough. Obviously, the defense is going to shift. This is going to be a lot of running for that defense. However, it works extremely well because now pass over to player 1. Player 3 goes out towards that wing. Player 4 goes to the low post. We make this pass, and player 1 and 2 do their usual cut, and player 5 is going to lift to the slot. This is a continuation, and you will eventually get an open shot. Now, if we are playing against a 2-3 zone, I also like, this is what I run with a lot of my teams, is a 4 out, 1 in against a 2-3 zone or against any zone. And we're going to continuously pass this ball across between players 1 and 2. They should be in the slot each. This is going to be forcing eventually an open passing lane into player 5. This is the dead man's area of a zone, because now if player 5 attacks, that's going to collapse the defense. We can have player 3 cut from the baseline. We can have a kick out to the corner. It's going to give a lot of options. But the whole main idea is if player 3 cuts, 2 needs to fill, 1 needs to fill this slot, 4 needs to move up, 3 continues out to the far side. We can then pass that ball back out, maybe pass it across, pass it into the post again. If player 1 turns his back, then I want to see player 4 cut. This can be an open layup. Or if they collapse, kick out to the corner. It is either going to be the slots that cut or the corners that cut. It is totally either up to you as a coach or the situation that they see, depending on the age group that you coach. If you coach an older age group, they can make the decisions for themselves. If you're coaching younger guys, like 14-year-olds and younger, maybe you tell them, I always want the slots to cut, or I always want the corners to cut. It is totally up to you. Anyways, in this corner, I think is the subscribe button. In this corner is another video that you may like. Make sure to go check out the 5-out complete guide that is down in the description below. And also the Horns basketball playbook that is down there as well. My camera has died. That's why you do not see my face. I will see you guys again in my next video.